Is a monster lurking within the swamps of Honey Island, Louisiana? Perhaps, but maybe not. Honey Island Swamp, a vast swampland area in southern Louisiana, is considered by many naturalists to be one of the most pristine swampland habitats in the United States. Honey Island Swamp is 27 miles in length and 7 miles wide. The northern portion consists of vast pine forests which are under the control of the Bogito National Wildlife Refuge. The middle and bottom portions of the swamp act as a floodplain for the Pearl River and are managed by the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries. 70,000 acres of this swampland is permanently protected. Very few roads travel into the area, and it's accessible only by boat or foot. The area is a haven for wildlife such as black bear, alligators, white-tailed deer, feral hogs, rabbits, squirrels, fish, birds, and an ever-dwindling population of Florida panther, once common across Louisiana. But some believe that lurking the deepest parts of the swamp, parts seldom traveled by man, there lives a monster. Starting in the early 1960s, as man began to push further into the swampland, locals began to encounter a large, hair-covered bipedal creature, which would come to be known as the Honey Island Swamp Monster. The first documented sighting of the creature took place in early August of 1963, when a retired air traffic controller, Harlan E. Ford, and a friend, Ray Mills, emerged from the deep recesses of Honey Island with an incredible story. The pair of veteran hunters claimed that while out in the swamps they came across a large creature hunched over the body of a dead boar. The strange creature apparently had ripped the boar's throat out. Mr. Ford described the creature as being covered in dingy gray hair, with longer hair hanging from its head. As the creature glared menacingly at him and his partner, Mr. Ford noticed the creature's clawed hands before it fled into the woods. The two estimated the creature to weigh about 400 pounds and stood about 7 feet tall. But what they remembered most were its sickly yellow eyes, set apart on its skull, and the horrific stench which surrounded the beast. Although Harlan Ford's and Ray Mills' report was the first official documented sighting of the Honey Island Swamp Monster, stories of this ferocious creature date back hundreds of years. The Native Americans of the area called the creature Letitia and described it as a carnivorous, aquatic humanoid. They believed that it was once an abandoned child who was raised by alligators in the uncharted regions of the swamp. Cajuns called the creature loup-garou, which has often been misinterpreted as werewolf. The Honey Island Swamp Monster has been blamed for numerous human and livestock deaths, which seem to have plagued the area for decades. One of the strangest legends surrounding the Honey Island Swamp Monster revolves around a train wreck which allegedly occurred near the Pearl River in the early part of the 20th century. According to this legend, the train was full of exotic animals from a traveling circus, which fled into the swamps after the train derailed. While most of the creatures would soon perish in the harsh swampland, the legend goes on to tell us that a troop of chimpanzees managed to survive and even went as far as to interbreed with alligators. The result was a strange colony of reptilian-like mammals. Some researchers believe that the Honey Island Swamp Monster is related to Bigfoot. The body size certainly is a match, as most Bigfoot sightings estimate the creature to be about 7 feet tall and covered in hair. However, the tracks found in and around Honey Island Swamp do not resemble tracks collected in the Pacific Northwest. They are 4- and sometimes 3-toed, which, like tracks discovered in southeastern Texas and parts of Florida. Casts made by Harlan Ford are about 10 to 12 inches long, and have 3 long, thin toes next to each other, and a 4th set back on the inside, rather like a thumb. Some researchers believe that this could be an isolated population of Bigfoot, cut off from other Bigfoot creatures. They were forced to breed with members of the same family. While inbreeding takes place, the first area to be affected with genetic deformities are fingers and toes. This theory may explain why the Honey Island monster and other southern hominids tracks only have 3 or 4 toes. The mystery of the Honey Island swamp monster continues to this day, with a handful of eyewitnesses reporting encounters each year. One thing is for sure. If there were ever an area to hide a large creature from human eyes, Honey Island Swamp would be the place. So, is there a half chimpanzee, half alligator, inbred mutant lurking in the swamps of Honey Island? Perhaps, but maybe not.